taking some photographs.
Yes. Michael, don't you think this program is one of the best so far that has been organized in this country?
I mean, to see disability inclusion.
For private sector organizations that meet the quota, they will be given tax incentives. And every public sector, through their ministers, will have to report annually that they have met the 5% quota. The next is gender empowerment. We will launch dedicated programs for women with disability, providing them with entrepreneurship grants and leadership training. The seventh is accessibility and infrastructure. We will enforce the Ghana accessibility standards for all public buildings and facilities. '26 will be 10 years since the enforcement of accessibility to public buildings was meant to be enforced. Therefore, in the Amendment Act to Act 715, will increase the term of imprisonment for persons who refuse to comply.
Once you finish her remarks, I will say something about
Doc, I like the cartoon.
Just afternoon, at the Accra College of Education to launch the free tertiary for persons with disabilities policy, an affirmative action initiative by government to ensure inclusivity in higher education through the provision of comprehensive fee support for tertiary students with disabilities. The specialized launch of the free tertiary education for persons with disabilities initiative, Team Disability Not Inability, Advancing Inclusive Access to Higher Education under the Research Agenda, is a testament to the President's unwavering commitment to inclusivity and equity in education, and marks a significant milestone in government's efforts to empower persons with disabilities through education. It is evidence that President Mahama's commitment to ensuring that persons with disabilities have access to quality tertiary education and equitable opportunities to pursue their academic and professional ambitions is not mere political rhetoric, but a pledge from an honorable man with a proven track record of delivering on his promises.
Go and help and support this honorable one. That's what we are witnessing today here. We persons are saying Ghana. Your Excellency, we salute you. This social protection policy is going to solve
Mahama and the Vice President of this wonderful initiative. We have a performance Accra College of Education. And so if you can come up quickly, we are behind.
Oh yes, we rise together, beyond limits, beyond barriers, and beyond labels. And when history writes this moment, let it say, Ghana chose inclusion. Thank you.
This is the ability I was talking about. This is the ability I was talking about.
And God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Our students with disabilities.
As they are performing, I just want to also acknowledge all the presence of all the principals of colleges and educations in our midst. We also have Professor Emmanuel Chima. We also whilst you are enjoying the performance, we also want to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Edwin Rebu Ando, Executive Secretary, National Council on Persons with Disabilities. We also have Master Alexander Nyame, National Coordinator, Ministry of Persons with Disability, the Church of Antigo, is also in our midst today. Wow! We also have Mr. Mabina Bonfa, Executive Director, Rights of Youth and Disability International. We also want to acknowledge the presence of the Deputy CEO.
Thank you very much. And all student bodies, this opportunity, we acknowledge all. God bless you.
President, you are giving meaning just to that today with the launch of this new fee structure. I now have the singular honor to introduce to you the President of the Republic. But in the words of one of the persons with disability, today marks a new chapter of opportunity with President Mahama giving meaning to inclusivity and respecting the rights of persons with disability and giving them an opportunity to taste free tertiary education. On that note, rise as we welcome the compassionate, humble President, John.
We had a meeting with the Catholic Secretariat. They've been planning a science university in the northern part of the country. And so they decided that they'll site the university in the Savannah region in Damalo. And I pledged that the $30 million that I was giving, we will use it as a seed money to begin the campus of that university. That university will be devoted to science and technology, robotics, artificial intelligence, digital science, advanced medicine training. And so it's going to be a specialized university that will produce some of the most advanced, scientists and technologists that we need for the 21st century. And so I want to thank Aruna and his team very much, and to thank the Catholic Church for the collaboration that we're going to have in establishing this university. But of course, as has been said, it was one of our promises to establish public universities, all their campuses in the 6 new regions. And so the Ministry of Education and the National Council on Tertiary Education are all working on it so that we can begin that process. It will help all our students who want tertiary education to be able to get a university or a higher educational institution that is not too far away from them. So we want to bring tertiary education to the doorstep of Ghanaian youth. Today, we gather to mark a new and defining moment in Ghana's journey towards inclusion and equality. The launch of the Free Tertiary Education for Persons with Disabilities initiative, which is under the theme Disability, Not Inability, Advancing Inclusive Access to Higher Education under the Reset Agenda. This initiative is not merely a policy launch. It is an activation of our national conscience and our sense of equity and justice. It is a reminder that the soul of any nation is measured by how it treats its most vulnerable citizens. And as President Mandela said, a nation should not be judged by how it treats its highest citizens, but its lowest ones. According to the 2021 Population and Housing Census, there are more than 2 million Ghanaians living with disability. But behind this statistic, behind this figure, are real human stories. Stories of perseverance, of talent waiting to be nurtured, and of dreams that deserve to be fulfilled. Too many still face barriers of poverty, of stigma, of lack of access to education and livelihood opportunity. These are not just individual challenges, they represent a national loss. When we exclude, we waste talent, but when we include and empower, we multiply national progress. Our collective task, therefore, is to ensure that no Ghanaian is denied the chance to learn, to work, and to serve because of disability. The Free Tertiary for Persons with Disability initiative fulfills a pledge I made to the people of Ghana to make higher education accessible to all, regardless of fiscal condition or circumstances. Under this program, persons with disability who gain admission into accredited public tertiary institutions will have their fees fully covered by the state. The implementation of this initiative will be led by the revamped Student Loan Trust Fund, which is now modernized and digitized to ensure transparency, efficiency, and sustainability. Let me note that the National Service Authority had administered a limited scholarship for persons with disability in the past. But with this launch today, we're integrating the scholarship administered by the National Scholarships Authority in the past with a new Universal Disability Scholarship under the Student Loan Fund Trust. And let me emphasize, and the first is legislative reform. And if you notice when your president spoke, he spoke about the Disability Amendment Act. We'll introduce a Persons with Disability Amendment Act and a legislative instrument, an LI, to modernize Ghana's disability rights regime and ensure effective enforcement. So this new Amendment Act would amend the Persons with Disability Act that was passed in 2006 in order to bring it up to date with current realities. The second is health, attention, and early assessment. We'll establish in each district a disability health and resource center. To provide specialized health assessments and build a credible national health database for persons with disability for informed action. The third is rehabilitation and empowerment. We'll construct and upgrade rehabilitation centers in all regions to support fiscal recovery and vocational training for persons with disability. And the fourth, Assembly, Metropolitan Municipal and District Assembly will establish a disability desk. These disability issues into the District Assembly's development planning. We would enforce a minimum 5% employment quota for persons with disability. Organizations that meet the quota, they will be given tax incentives. And every public sector, through their ministers, will have to report annually that they have met the 5% quota. The next is gender empowerment. We will launch dedicated programs for women with disability, providing them with entrepreneurship grants and leadership training. The seventh is accessibility and infrastructure. We will enforce the Ghana accessibility standards for all public buildings and facilities. In 2026 will be 10 years since the enforcement of accessibility to public buildings was meant to be enforced. Therefore, in the Amendment Act to Act 715, we will increase the term of imprisonment for persons who refuse to comply. The disability desks in every district assembly will, in consultation with the local branch of the Ghana Federation of the Disabled, will prepare a budget each year for how they intend to spend the 5% that has been allocated. And then, another good news. To introduce a system for distributing rechargeable motorized wheelchairs. To distribute rechargeable motorized wheelchairs for persons with disability. And so, after that good news, I've directed all ministers of state to review their obligations under the Disability Act and present action plans for full compliance within the shortest possible time. Every year, as part of the obligation of ministers, they will have to provide a report on how they complied with the Disability Act. Our development partners, universities, and media to join hands in this noble mission. Let us transform our national attitudes from commiseration to partnership, from exclusion to empowerment, and from sympathy to solidarity. Together we must build a culture that is inclusive and celebrates differences and values the contribution of every single one of our citizens. This initiative envisions a Ghana where a visually impaired student becomes a software engineer. It envisages a Ghana where a young woman in a wheelchair earns her law degree and comes out to defend the voiceless. It envisions a Ghana where a child with hearing impairment grows up to be a teacher, to heal, or even lead his nation. This is the inclusive Ghana we dream of. A nation where opportunity, not disability, defines our destiny. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Free Tertiary Education for Persons with Disability initiative is a landmark in Ghana's story of social justice. It affirms that inclusion is not a favor, it is a right, and that equality is not charity, it is the foundation of our national progress. Let this prove that Ghana chooses justice over indifference, that Ghana chooses inclusion over exclusion. And so with the pride in our national compassion and faith in our collective future, I hereby have the privilege to declare the free tertiary for persons with disability initiative officially launched. May this program light a path for many generations to come. May it remind us that every Ghanaian, regardless of their ability,
Definitely. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is the hope for this generation. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for this amazing thing. I'm sure persons with disabilities all over Ghana are happy.
Yes, we are.
Fund being taken to 5% and acknowledgement everything that is going around with this president of ours. I think he came at the right time. A round of applause for him.
Let's give it up one more time to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. You know, I always used to dream of a day where able people would envy persons with disability. But that dream has arrived. It's not a dream, it's a reality. Thank you so much. Can you acknowledge some people in our midst, and then we will call for the vote of thanks.
Yes, we have
Trust Fund, and indeed, on behalf of the across the country, I stand here deeply honored to deliver this vote of thanks at this historic occasion. Your Excellency, today's event is not just a policy launch, it is a powerful statement of inclusion, equity, and hope. Through the introduction of the free tertiary education for persons with disabilities, your government has demonstrated once again that no one Ghanaian.
His Excellency, the President, we're taking some photographs.
Yes. Michael, don't you think this program is one of the best so far that has been organized in this country?
I mean, to see disability inclusion,
Wow, it's amazing. Give us the working tools and we will give you the working tools. As Doctor said, we can see you, we can hear you.
they gave us a wonderful members of the community of persons with disability. Please also remain in the auditorium.
Please remain where you are, standing or seated, when the president takes the present from you, and he can go out, and we can continue from there. Pictures will be taken. So please,
We'll be taking pictures, yes.
this program has been a success. All of you, if your name could not be mentioned, we acknowledge you. We acknowledge the presence of everybody here in this auditorium. God bless you. When you hear the call from the way, it means from us to you, saying thank you very much.
Once again. Thank you.